Once again, you know, the rod's gone fast in the evening. Same thing happened last night. Coincidentally, it was exactly the same rod, and coincidentally again, I was just about to do a bit to camera, so I think we got the bite. It's the thing with this place, you can't leave your rods in long enough to get the camera sorted. But I'm sure there'll be more to come, so we'll pop him back and cross our fingers for some more. It's £20 semi-stiff end trap, which basically that's there to, to avoid tangles. Because I'm fishing about 100 yards with a single hook bait, you never be too sure. So that should stop it tangling, along with the foam. That will help as well. Obviously, it also protects the hook point. So it's nothing nothing major, nice and simple, but it's been working. So we can get this out there. Hopefully, before long, there'll be something attached to it. Well, it's the third morning now. I've got 4 in the slings and 1 in the net. So once again, it's been pretty hectic throughout the night. They're all commons, a couple of different strains. We've got some long lean ones, and one of them, the bigger one, nice round fat one. So pleased with the result. Again, I'm absolutely shattered. I'm going to get this one out the net, sort these out, and try and get my head down for a couple of hours. No doubt that's not going to happen, though. I've seen a lot of fish showing in open water, so I actually reeled in my right hand rod, flicked a zig out there into the middle of the pond, and about an hour later, this little fella slipped up. So, worth a change of tactics. In the end, when I did put the zig back out on the far margin after they shot shine in the middle, I never actually had a bite on it. So, I think this is, bonus fish. Just shows that chopping and changing your tactics to suit what you're seeing is well worth doing, especially on a lake like this, where there are plenty of fish and action is, well on the cards. So, slipping back, we'll have a look at some of the others. This one actually was a goo victim. I mentioned yesterday that I was fishing over quite a lot of bait. Now, when you're doing that, the more and more bait you put out, theoretically, the less chance you have of getting a pickup, quickly. So, whatever you can do to bring more attraction to your hook bait, every little helps. So, something like the goo, or something like yesterday, where tipping your bait with colour, that sort of thing, will bring you quicker bites. And this was actually the first rod to go, sort of into the dark off the baited spot. So, I'm sure the goo helped. We did actually have another one in it as well during the night. Watching the underwater video last week, a couple of weeks ago, was a real eye-opener for me, and certainly something I'll be using a lot more. Pop him back, and again, have a look at the others. This little man was actually caught over quite a lot of boilies. Just before dark last night, after the mirror I had, I went out to the spot where I'd put a lot of pellet during the day and the evening, and dumped 2 kilos of 80mm activate over a spot, with the plan of maybe getting into one of the lake's bigger fish. This, however, isn't one of the lake's bigger fish, but later in the night I did manage to pick a better one up, so we'll have a look at him in a minute. For now, I'm going to say goodbye to him. Number 2 on the goo, not the biggest carp in the lake by any stretch of the imagination, but the bite came really quickly after the recast, which is just proof in the pudding that crazy alumina stuff does exactly what it says on the tin. It's there to get you quick bites, and that's exactly what it did. Right, this is the biggest one of the night, chunky little common. So give him a hoist and see how big he is. 24, just over 24 pound. Thought I'd save the best till last. Not only because he's the biggest, but I just think he's pucker. Look at the shape of him. Proper dumpy French carp. Well happy with him. Like I said earlier, I put 2 kilos of boilies over one spot in order to attract some bigger fish, and thankfully it paid off. It's the biggest one I've had of the trip so far. And I'm chuffed to bits of this one, you know. I think it's an absolute belter. Hopefully tonight, might even get something a bit bigger. If not, who cares?